Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. This is Living in Denver, Colorado. Doing the best we can to get right to it. We are going to cover pros and cons of living in Northglenn, Colorado. Let's go.
As I'm sure you guys know by now.
I like that.
Say something.
I like that. I like that.
As I'm sure you guys know by now, we are the Mile High Property Brothers, Eli Schmidt and Will Grimes. We are real estate brokers in the Colorado area. So if you guys have any questions at all about moving to Colorado, or maybe you're paying a visit and just want to go scope out some areas, shoot us a text or give us a call to that phone number you see below the screen right now. And while we're on it, asking you to do stuff, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. We come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, or we do our best every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure you don't miss that.
Obviously, like it if you like it, and absolutely, as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you guys with your real estate needs. So any specific questions or needs that you guys have inside the state of Colorado, please throw us a phone call, and we'd love to help you guys out, or a text. Either way, we're the guys that answer the text and the phone call. But getting right into it after our 2-minute intro and rant. Pros and cons, Northglenn, Colorado. All right, guys, pro number one, we don't necessarily have a certain amount of pros and cons. We're just going to get to the main ones. Obviously, if you guys have any other questions about the surrounding area, look at our pros and cons of Thornton, and also look at pros and cons of Denver and some other surrounding areas, because they all tend to bleed into each other. But today we're going to cover some of the top ones for Northglenn specifically. We're going to start with a pro. Per capita, more parks in Northglenn than Denver. Definitely not hitting on Denver's parks. They're phenomenal, right? Washington Park, City Park, great places. They do tend to get busy. If you want to be on the outskirts a little bit and still have some activity outdoors where you live and you don't want to be in the heart of Denver, per capita, more parks here. Phenomenal. Where are we at today?
Webster Lake right now.
Webster Lake, super cool. I'm sure you're looking at, not my ugly face, you're looking at some drone footage and some other cool stuff to kind of give some context and just paint the picture of what this area looks like. But super cool. Right now we're out here on a weekday. There's plenty of families out with their kids. There's some other younger adults that are running on the path. So it seems like people tend to use these, which means the upkeep is usually pretty good. A lot of recreational different things to do out here, but definitely a pro. Parks everywhere.
Okay, so the next one we have is a pro con for you guys. Some will think it's a pro, some might think it's a con.
We can't quite put Eli in a box of a pro or a con. Like he has to do that.
Man of mystery.
He's that kid that like has to get the chocolate vanilla twist.
Yeah. I like looking at the flip side of the coin.
Yeah.
So there's a population of only 38.
You're not even 40, on the coin. The flip side of the coin would be the pro or the con. You're choosing not even to talk about the coin, and you want to make both sides the same.
Yeah, I like the edge. Yeah.
Pro con. Let's hear it, Eli.
Choose your side. I'll let the viewers make their own decision.
Deal.
Population 40,000, which means it's freaking small. And it's interesting because it's a notable city in Colorado. You mentioned Northglenn. People know where it's at. And just to give you guys a little perspective, so if you're looking at Denver, you've got Thornton just north of that. Just north of Thornton, as Will would say, nut to butt with Thornton, you got Northglenn sitting right up above. It's the little sister of Thornton. And with that, guys, means, you know, a lot of parks that are well maintained and they're not crowded and slammed right now, but then maybe you don't have a whole lot of nightlife out here. Or, you know, if you are looking to go out and do the bar thing and go party and stuff like that, you might be having to go to Denver.
Yeah, Denver or Thornton, so definitely not as much when it comes to things like that, but maybe, so I get it. It could be a pro, could be a con, because maybe you're not looking for that. But a benefit to how Denver is developed is Thornton is literally right next to it. Denver, just south down the highway. Depending on the time of day, traffic does get a little bit heavy, but you do have some fun restaurants, a lot of family-friendly activities here, but yes, not as much in the nightlife. If you're 40 and you're single and you want to get out there and meet new people.
Hey, who's ready to have some fun?
You're probably not living in any suburbia. I don't want to be, maybe you like suburbia, maybe you got big dogs, who knows. might not be the best place for you. Give that some food for thought. Another pro, I'm gonna stay on this side of just giving you guys some pros. He can confuse all that he wants. But
over here,
another pro kind of goes into your cost. We do have a cost of living out here. So if you have not seen our cost of living in Northglenn, please take a look at that. But a super pro is your trash expenses are consolidated with your water bill. So it saves you a ton of money. It's taken care of for you. You don't have to worry about HOAs or no HOAs, regardless of where you're at. That's taken care of in Northglenn. Super pro.
Well, and in addition to that, from a few people that we've spoken to that live up in the area, it just seems like the city as a whole, I mean, it sounds kind of funny, but they're managing their money well. So we've heard really good things about their police department. We've heard really good things about just the city and the utilities, and obviously looking at the parks and the way they maintain these out here. You know, I don't know if there's something with it being a notable city, but also having a small population that possibly they have more funds to allocate towards things like parks and police and things like that.
There could also be some pride within the city limits. We see that a lot with like Parker, Colorado. Very prideful. They got like an Old Town Parker, and Main Street has some coffee shops, but they're super prideful. People tend to just pick up their trash if they drop something. So I think you tend to get that with smaller communities where people are choosing to live that way for a reason, and they're very prideful and they take care of their areas and they're super proactive. So could definitely be a plus on this side as well, and maybe why it's so well taken care of.
Getting into another con right now, schools out here have a rating of C-. That's like my high school report card right there all
For
day.
Sure.
All day.
And he was homeschooled. How does your mom give you a C-?
Tough, dude.
Listen, if your mom gives you a C-, you are sinking quick. You're the Titanic.
My mom's tough. Now
we might have to have his mom on here one day to have a verdict. But you guys can check out online and just different scouting reports as far as how they grade schools and why they get a certain grade. I'm sure it's subjective. Some of it could be because they're smaller and people are choosing to put their kids into charter schools or private schools because of their workload or because of the commute. Who knows? Either way, don't necessarily take that at face value. Look into why they're there in the first place. Obviously, if schools aren't a big deal to you, that might not matter, but definitely could be a con if you're super high up on the Richter scale with where you want your kids to go to school. But again, do your own research, take a look at that, find those answers.
All right, Will's gonna give me a pro here so I can get a little positivity in my life.
See if you can get a good grade on this.
Northglenn's proximity to I-25, more importantly though, 36. So
Highway 36.
Highway 36 is the highway that will take you from very north Denver, aka Northglenn, right where we are here, all the way over to Boulder. So Boulder can be super expensive. We haven't done any videos on that yet, but Boulder is really expensive, but there's also a lot of job opportunities up in Boulder. So if you have one of those opportunities, Northglenn might be a good lower cost alternative for you working in Boulder but living in Northglenn.
And that commute's not terrible if you're going up there during the week. A lot of people do commute south into Denver, so yes, I-25 can be a little bit of stop and go. They are expanding it. It seems to be working pretty well. Denver's done the best they can from what it appears to stay on top of just the traffic and flex load. But it still gets jammed, right? However, if you're going toward west, you don't have that many people going to a smaller area like Boulder versus Denver, so it could be a pleasurable drive for you and more affordable to live in Northglenn than Boulder. And you might not want to live in Boulder depending on what you like or what your interests are. But what a great pro.
Yeah.
Definitely a hidden gem as far as like commute and where you're working, and if you need something that's close to Denver because you love enjoying it, but you want to go to Boulder, or vice versa. You work in Denver, but you want to travel and enjoy Boulder. Great little diamond in the rough as far as cost-wise, but how well they take care of it out here and what you could find out here for affordability. Not sure how long it's going to stay affordable. Obviously, the more people get their hands on Northglenn, it's going to expand. Cost of living is going to jump just like any other suburban area around Denver. But for the next couple of years, I bet it's still a great place for you guys to explore. So that's about it, man. With that being said, guys, these are your number one pros and cons as far as living in Northglenn. Please reference our other videos if you guys have any questions. That number down below, text it, call it. We are the people that respond to both. As much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you guys with your real estate needs or homeschooling advice, whatever it may be. You got a C-. If you're an entrepreneur and you don't like the school, he definitely made entrepreneurship work. Maybe not the school. Not that I was any better. Right. I was a lot better because I had to be. But give us a ring, give us a text. We would love to help you guys. But until next time, we will see you guys soon.
And if you haven't yet, subscribe, notification bell. You know the drill. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.
Take care.